Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, TheMadKaiger, and up here today we finally have the review for the one of the most influential Xbox 360 games, one of the most hyped games back in the day, and that game is Halo 3. I remember when this game was announced, the world went crazy, the internet went mad, everyone was talking about Halo 3. And, a lot of people who didn't have, Xbox Classics back in the day, original Xbox, it didn't matter because a new system was out, the Xbox 360 was out. I think this game came out in 2007, 2008 time, and I remember the world just, no, everyone talking about Halo 3. And to be honest, I'm going to be completely honest with you. This was one of the first Halo games I ever really played. And to be honest, a lot of people played Halo 3 before any other Halo game. Mostly because most people had a PlayStation 2 like myself. Didn't have an original Xbox. It didn't sell very well in most places. And, so a lot of people really passed on the original Xbox. But they did get the Xbox 360 because the Xbox 360 came out before the PlayStation 3. And I remember the Xbox 360 being more popular than the PlayStation 3. Mostly because of Xbox Live. And I don't know why. Maybe I'll do a video talking about PlayStation 3 versus the Xbox 360 in the future. But Halo 3, Halo 3, Halo 3. Yeah, remember the red versus blue Halo 3 announcement video? I remember watching that myself. But Halo 3, forget Game of the Year, this is Game of the Decade. Some people would agree with that one. I remember playing this for the first time and just being blown away by how great this game was. Now, I recently played it through on the Master Chief Collection, of course, which again, it is just a port of the Xbox 360 version, so just be aware that when you're playing the Master Chief Collection version, you technically are playing this version with some slight upgrades to it, just a little bit faster and stuff like that, but essentially it is the same game. What did Halo 3 really offer that Halo 1 and 2 didn't? Well, the first thing I want to say is that this game's campaign, in my opinion, was the most memorable Halo campaign. It included a few new things like equipment. You could basically pick up these special equipment items and, deploy them. You had things like shields, EMPs, regeneration, bubble shields, turrets, stuff like that. And that really helped push the game's sort of equipment thing because obviously the later games, obviously Halo 4, Halo 5, Reach, all had equipment in it. But Halo 3 was so influential back in the day. Like I said, it had a co-op campaign. One person played as the Arbiter and one person played as Master Chief, which was new for the Halo series because before, in the previous Halo games, you would just be two of the same character. So if you were playing Halo 1 or Halo 2 with Master Chief, you would have two Master Chiefs, and if you were doing the Arbiter missions, you'd have two Arbiters. But there, this game just blew me away, of course, and it obviously the title of the song, which Halo 2 was in, but blow me away, yeah. Halo 3 was, in my opinion, one of the best first-person shooters on the Xbox 360, and I remember this game being really popular online, and I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't play too much of Halo 3 online. I played more Halo Reach than any other Halo game online back in the day, but the campaign for this game was just fantastic. It had everything. It had the traditional on your boots on the ground missions, it had vehicle missions, it had the traditional final mission of this game, the final flood. And the whole point of this game is Halo 1, 2, and 3 all take place in sort of the same time, whereas Halo 4 went on to a couple years after the events of Halo. And obviously, the whole point of this one is for you to be firing the ring to destroy the flood, so forth. I won't ruin the story for too many people, but the game's been out for so long now. If you don't know the story of Halo, then I recommend checking out the Halo games to check out the story. But what really blew me away about this game was just how well it all fitted together. I don't think I could find any other Halo game that really was a complete package. Halo Reach, I thought, was the best Halo game, but I think Halo 3 was the most complete Halo game and probably the most memorable Halo game. It just had such a great memorable campaign. You know, memorable missions. It had all these little Easter eggs in there. Remember the Johnson Easter egg on the final mission? If you kill Johnson 2 times, you get unlimited Spartan laser. I remember that one from back in the day. But the last mission in this game is so fun. Me and my friend would just play over and over and over again. That final mission on that Warhog run where you have to escape the Halo ring, which is blowing up. And it's a challenge. Doing it on Legendary is a challenge. You want a challenge, try the last mission on Legendary and use a Mongoose instead of a Warhog. It is very challenging with the Mongoose, which is the sort of quad bike rather than the traditional scout vehicle. But yeah, this game just had it all. The multiplayer was really big back in the day. I remember this game being really big on the multiplayer. And again, the multiplayer is included in Halo Master Chief Collection, so you get a bunch of Halo 3 modes and things like that. But I don't know what made this game just so memorable. It just something about Halo 3. You know, mentioning the name Halo 3, just, you know, a lot of people would sit there and go, oh yeah, I remember Halo 3. Everyone's going to remember Halo 3. If you had an Xbox 360 growing up, chances are you played Halo 3. Whether or not you played it, you know, for hours on end, you know, for me, I was more of a campaign guy. I've always been more of a co-op guy than a competitive online guy. I do occasionally play some online. I have been playing a bit of online on the Halo Master Chief Collection. Really fun, and I will be doing a review for the Halo Master Chief Collection when this is all said and done. But I loved Halo 3. It just had the best thing I can describe with Halo 3 was memorable. You know, it was do you know what? I do want to mention that I previously mentioned Halo 1 and Halo 2 both had some issues with the difficulty. Halo 1's difficulty was in the endurance of constantly spawning loads and loads of enemies, whereas Halo 2 didn't spawn as many enemies, but it was really tough. Halo 3, on the other hand, I felt, I'm going to be honest with you, Halo 3 is probably one of the easiest Halo games to beat on harder difficulties because the enemies aren't like overpowered as they are in Halo 2, or there's not as many enemies like in Halo Combat Evolved. But Halo 3, I felt like it had the perfect package. You know, it has a fair challenge to it, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like it's impossible. It still is challenging. You can make your own challenges in the missions, but there's just something about Halo 3 that every time I go back and play Halo 3, I just have a good time. You're going to have a good time. If you play Halo 3, you're going to have a good time. But yeah, there's just something about this game, you know, this game is nostalgia for everything, and even the manual is really cool because it, you know, it gives a rundown of all the weapons and stuff like that. This is obviously the Xbox 360 Classic version, which was like their platinum versions. You know, like PlayStation 2 had like platinum versions of games. When a game sold like 1 million copies or something, they would re-release the game, the platinum version. Sometimes platinum versions included new stuff, but I don't think it did with the classic version. Yeah, this game had it all. It had the, you know, traditional multiplayer, the online multiplayer. Even had brought back the Forge world, of course, where you could make your own modes and stuff like that. I still think Halo Reach's Forge world was the best Forge world because of the ability to upload and share your levels and things. But I still think Halo 3 is worth playing. If you've never played a Halo game, Halo 3 is one that I would recommend starting with. Now, I know technically if you do care about story, start with Halo Combat Evolved and play them in order. But if you don't care about, well, technically Halo Reach or Halo Wars would be the right one to start with. You'll go Halo Wars, Halo Reach, 1, 2, 3, ODST, 4, 5. And then Halo Wars 2, because Halo Wars 2 takes place about the same time as Halo 5. But I would recommend getting Halo 3 now. You can play it on the Xbox 360 for nostalgia purposes. I believe this is also backwards compatible, so you can play it on the original disc running through an Xbox One, or my recommendation is playing it through the Halo Master Chief Collection, because not only do you get all of the other Halo games, but you do get some bonus features for Halo 3 without having to unlock all the skulls, and you can customize it and stuff like that. I believe Halo 3 also had, I was told that Halo 3 had up to 4-player co-op online, which I don't know if that's true or not. I think it did have up to 4-player co-op. My friend told me it did. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it does, that'd be pretty awesome to try and do a co-op 4-player campaign. I think that might be true, but I could be wrong on that department. If it does, that's pretty cool, right? But yeah, Halo 3. This game is like the holy grail of the Halo series. In many people's opinion, this game was the game that made Halo Halo. Some people say Halo 2 was the one that made Halo Halo. Other people go back and play the original was the best Halo. Some people say Reach, some people say 4, some people say 5. It's all a matter of opinion, but I still personally think Halo 3 is the game that made Halo so popular. You know, this game made Xbox, like, people who didn't have an Xbox 360 want to get an Xbox 360. It was that good. It was one of those games, you know, a system seller, and that's completely correct. And like I said, even if you've never played a Halo game, if you haven't played Halo 3, then what are you doing, right? You know what I mean? I'm joking, of course, but if you haven't played Halo 3, you know, how many times have I said Halo 3 in this video, right? But if you haven't played Halo 3, I highly recommend it. It is a must-play. It is a masterpiece. The only thing that I can't really think of anything bad to say about Halo 3 or any problems with it, to be honest. It is a very good game, you know. 10 out of 10, 97%, you know, 10 out of 10. I'd have to agree with it. I'd give this game maybe a 9.5 to a 10, which I don't do a lot with video games. But the reason why this game was so good is it is one of them memorable games. You know, when you talk about memorable games, you know, you're on about games that you play and then you remember it for the rest of your life. You always remember it. Going back to it, you remember it. I was when I went back and played it, there was a few things that I was like, oh, what level's this? What level's this? But as soon as I got into the level, I was instantly like, I know what I'm doing now. And that's the sort of game Halo 3 is. It is so memorable. If you played it growing up, now's a great time to go back and play Halo 3. It is just that good. You know, and it just goes to show that, you know, back in the day, the Xbox 360 just had such an amazing library of games. And yes, it did have its fair share of multi-platform games that were also on the PlayStation 3, PC, and some even on Wii, and stuff like that. But Halo 3 still remains today one of the most popular Xbox 360 games. I think this game sold more copies than any other Halo game, which makes sense, right? But yeah, you know, it's crazy because, like I said, you know, people like myself never played the original Halo or Halo 2 growing up because we didn't have an original Xbox. The only way we could play those games is with the Xbox 360 backwards compatibility, and it weren't that great, to be honest. The Xbox 360 backwards compatibility was kind of sparse. You needed a special hard drive and you needed to have the list of games that worked, and some games didn't work properly, other ones barely work, some of them work perfectly. But I still think Halo, you know, Xbox 360, the Halo 3 game is really what made the Halo series so well renowned. And some people might say that the Halo series really went downhill after this. I thought Halo, I don't think there's been a bad Halo game per se, but I can definitely see where people started to get a little bit of complaining about, you know, Halo 4 and Halo 5, where they sort of went away from what made Halo so great. Halo 5 especially made Halo into a much more Call of Duty-like game, you know, aiming down sights and stuff like that. In fact, Halo 5 plays a lot like something like Advanced Warfare, if anything, or, you know, in Call of Duty Infinite with its play system. And obviously I'll talk more about that when I get to Halo 5. But Halo 3 was just a unique first-person shooter experience. It didn't. There weren't any other game that used its controls like this game did. You know, there was no aiming down sights. You know, there was no, you know, auto lock-on system or snap to target system. You know, the left trigger one to aim down sights, to throw your grenade, and you know, the Halo series after Halo 4 sort of went in a weird direction. Sorry, after Halo 3 ODST, should I say. I know technically Halo Reach came out after Halo ODST before Halo 4 did, but Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here, but Halo 3, in my opinion, is the best Halo campaign. It had the best, it was probably the most memorable and probably the most liked Halo game. It isn't personally my favourite. My favourite was Halo Reach. I still think Halo Reach is the best Halo game because of how great the multiplayer was. But I still think Halo 3 is the most memorable Halo game in terms of campaign and how popular it was. Again, a 9.5 out of 10, even a 10 out of 10. It's that good. Again, there's not really many complaints with this game. I can't think of any off the top of my head. If you guys have any complaints with this game, let me know in the comments below. Maybe constructive criticism would be nice to hear what you thought about Halo 3. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave a like and, of course, comment below. Let me know what you think about Halo 3. Was it one of your top played games back in the day? How many memories do you have of this game? Was it the first Halo game you ever played? Because it was for me. Well, I think I might have played Halo 2 first, but I don't think I played it all the way through. But Halo 3 was definitely the one I played the most. Of course, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already for more Halo reviews. Coming up in the next video will be Halo 3 ODST, Halo 4, and more than likely Halo Wars 2 and Halo 5. And of course, guys, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at TheMadKaiger. If I am streaming tonight, I will be streaming Halo for Spartan Ops. Me and my friend, I do want to apologise. Not that many people watch the stream, not many people care, but I feel like I should explain. Xbox Live these past couple of days has been very finicky with everything that's going on in the world. So be aware that if I am streaming, those streams aren't going to be for definite. Sometimes those streams do go down and I don't bother starting them back up again. Mainly because if I'm playing a game with my friend and I'm streaming and it's starting to cause lag for me or him, I don't want to keep doing it and put more strain on the Xbox Live servers at the moment. So I'd rather just play the games for myself. But we did manage to beat Halo 3 ODST and Halo 4. We beat Halo 4 last night, but we will be doing Spartan Ops on Halo 4 tonight. If I am streaming, you know where to find me at TheMadKaiger on Mixer. And of course, guys, have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye.